So it's finally time for me to show you the hop experiment that I was talking about that we're going to be doing on YouTube here. So what I want to do first is just briefly explain to those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. SJ Poor, one of the other guys who makes YouTube videos, homebrew videos and other videos, he did an experiment a couple months ago, I guess, on brewing a beer, and everyone had the same base malt, and you could change certain things, and it was an experiment to see how many different beers you could come up with using the same base malt. Well, this experiment is a hop experiment, meaning we're going to have a recipe that we're going to follow. Each one of us is going to do the same recipe. I have it right here. It's very simple to make sure everyone can do it. But the thing that we're all going to change is the hops. It's going to be a single hop IPA, so only one hop is going to be used. We're going to use the same malts and the same yeast, and we'll all choose our own hops. And then we'll brew the beer, and what happens is afterwards we trade them. We'll send them to each other, trade them, and drink them side by side or whatever, and see what different hops bring to the table. So this should be a good one. I know SJ Poor, you said you were interested. Stumpy Joe Jr. mentioned he might be interested a while back. This was at least a month ago that I mentioned this, and I'm just now getting around to making the video. So let's do it. Let's start it now, get this thing kicked off. So basically, the first thing I want is for anyone who's interested to comment in the bottom here. The bottom of this video, just make a comment saying you want in and list the type of hops that you're going to be using. Now, it's first come, first serve, because we don't want to do any of the same hops. So everyone should do a different hop. I'm going to do Amarillo, so Amarillo's off the table. So choose anything but Amarillo. Put your name and the hop that you're going to be doing in the bottom here. And I'll write you down. So basically the recipe is very simple. 12.5. Okay, so this is for a, this is in Beersmith I use. This is for a 5.5 gallon batch. I always do 5.5 gallons because after after racking it to secondary and leaving behind the yeast, and if you dry hop and things like that, you end up losing a lot of beer. So if you start with a 5.5 gallon recipe, by the end of it, you usually end up getting around 5 gallons, which is what you want. So for a 5.5 gallon recipe, we're going to have 12.5 pounds of 2 row and half a pound of Crystal 60. That's it. Okay, so this beer is going to come out to be 1064. This is an all-grain recipe, assuming 75% efficiency. It should come out to be around 1064, 1065. If you're not an all-grain brewer and you want to join, that's not a problem. We can figure out the conversion, figure out what you would need. You'll just need, obviously, you'll need a half a pound of Crystal 60, and then you'll just need some light liquid malt extract or dry malt extract to account for the 12.5 pounds of 2 row. So if you're an extract brewer, you can still join. Alright, so then we have, and then we're going to use Wyeast 1056, which is an American ale. So we all have to use that same yeast. If any of y'all have problems, I tried to pick the most generic yeast I could think of. So if anyone has trouble getting that yeast, let me know and we can switch it up, but I think everyone should be able to get that yeast. So 12.5 pounds of 2 row, half a pound of Crystal 60, and Wyeast 1056 American ale. That's it, besides the hops. So now the hops. Alright, so we're all going to be doing different hops, and different hops have different alpha acid percentages and different things like that. So the way we're going to make it equal is, our goal is to have approximately 60 IBUs in this thing. Okay, and let me change something really quick that I forgot to change. Okay, so we want 60 total IBUs. Okay, fixed it. Okay, so like I said, every hop, depending on what hop you choose, you have a different alpha acid percentage, so you'll have to use a different amount. So this example is for Amarillo, but the goal is to have 3 different hop additions during the boil. Your normal 60-minute addition, then a 30-minute addition, and then a 5-minute addition. Okay, we're also going to have a dry hopping, but we can discuss that in a minute. But 3 additions during the boil, 60, 30, and 5. And the goal here is to have the 60-minute edition contribute 30 IBUs, the 30-minute edition to contribute 25 IBUs, and the 5-minute edition to contribute 5 IBUs. So if you add those up, that gives you 60 IBUs. So 30 IBUs, 25 IBUs, and 5 IBUs, okay? And then for dry hopping, we're all just going to dry hop the same amount, 1 ounce of dry hopping, whatever hop that you're using. So we're all going to have 1 ounce of dry hops, and the only thing that's going to differ here is the amount and the type of hops that we're using for our 60, 30, and 5. So let me give you an example here, just show you mine, in case that's not clear enough for you. It's going to be hard to read this. Okay, but I have Amarillo, and as you can see, I have, for my 60-minute edition, 1.5 ounces of Amarillo gives approximately 30 IBUs. You can see it over there. Okay, and then 1.65 ounces gives 25 IBUs for 30-minute edition, and 1.25 ounces gives 5 IBUs for the last edition. Okay, so the goal is to have those same IBUs, which add up to 60, no matter what hop you're using, and then 1 ounce of dry hop. Simple. So, comment below, let me know if you're interested. If you don't have Beersmith or some tool that you can use to figure this out, just send me a note and I'll do it for you. Tell me what hop you're using. I can plug this in and send it back to you and let you know what you need. So that's it, guys. I don't want to drag this out. The hop experiment is starting now. Let's get it started as soon as possible. I've already gone out and bought my ingredients, so I'm ready to rock and roll whenever. So let me get the feedback from you guys, and then we'll start this. Hopefully we can get more people than last time. It was really fun. Check out the videos on SJ4's experiment if you don't believe me. There's a lot more brewers that have come into the YouTube world since then, so let's get this thing going. And this will be a fun experiment. So comment.